I'm a Yankees fan, but you got to respect, again, he brings it to a different level. Mr. Kevin Youkilis.
What's up, man? Pleasure to meet you.
Covino and
How you
Rich
doing, man?
Show.
Nice to meet you.
You need the Red Sox. You need the rivalry. It's what makes it fun. You know what I mean? That's what you need. Now, I want to know, first question, Kevin Youkilis, welcome to the party, first off.
Thank you.
How cool is it to see yourself not only on TV all the time playing baseball, but didn't they reference you in Moneyball? I saw Moneyball.
Yeah, they did a whole thing about how you're so valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that cool for you? I mean, did you know they were going to do that?
Well, in the movie I didn't. I know it was the book, and I was coming up with the minor leagues when it came out, and it was definitely one of those things where it was actually a good thing because I got a lot of media that was coming up to me that read the book, so it actually gave me a first chance to actually learn how to deal with media and talk. So in that regard, it was probably one of the greatest things for me is understanding and getting the questions early, because in the minor leagues, no one really comes to talk to you that much.
Yeah.
So it was a cool thing. It's funny they call me the Greek guy who walks. I'm not Greek at all.
What is Youkilis? What do you mean?
Well, we took the name back in the day. In Europe, we're Romanian and Jewish, and of course we're nomads and running around all across Europe and just trying to survive and all that stuff. So they got the name Youkilis, and if you ever meet a Youkilis, we're all related. So,
get out of here, yeah?
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Kevin Youkilis on the Covino and Rich Show. It had to be cool, seeing yourself being referred to in such an awesome movie. I love that movie.
Absolutely.
No, tonight's a mellow night of just having fun and getting focused on the game, because
Kev.
you can't be hungover at football games.
That's true too. Yeah,
That's
tomorrow.
not a fun time.
Tomorrow you gotta be on point.
Kevin, you might want to party up because there's not going to be any more of that in the locker room with Bobby Valentine.
You know what? We're going to have a lot of fun in a lot of different ways.
Yeah?
And,
Are you excited about Bobby V? Because I know that, you're just a great player all around, so I'm sure you'll adjust to anyone. But Bobby V is such a big name in baseball that I wonder if the team is psyched or some intimidated. You get a new coach, it's like when you get a new boss, it's like, oh shit, what's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't think guys are worried. I mean, we're professionals, and you can't worry about all that other stuff. You just got to go out and play the game and not worry about who your manager and all that stuff, but you got to follow the rules.
When you
the best game, by the way. Dude, such a baseball fan. I mean, I know it's Super Bowl week, but were you a good football player too?
I played my 8th grade year and freshman year, and I grew up in Cincinnati, so it was like life. They wanted me to miss out on baseball and all this other stuff. I was like, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
I love baseball, but I have a passion for football. I watch a ton of it, and I really, really enjoy football. It's kind of sad to see it's over.
When you go into a season like this, and in the off season, you see the transactions your team are making, picking up a couple relief pitches, or you lose a guy to free agency. Do you text your other teammates like, oh shit, we lost this guy? Oh, look who we picked up. Do you have that relationship where you're texting your teammates of shit that's going on?
Well, it's always like Dustin. You text Dustin because he's just
Is he the gossip dude or what?
Yeah, he's just living on the edge all the time. Oh man, we got this. It's gonna be the best. Oh yeah. All right, gotta go, man. Bye.
He's
just
the guy.
so excited. He just baseball is his life, and he's so excited. But it was actually the best time of my life this year because one of my close friends, Nick Punto, he signed, which is awesome. So he's one of my close friends, and so I got to text him hey, welcome.
Hey,
and
welcome to the club.
Is that an underrated thing in sports? Because they always talk about certain guys are clubhouse guys and the camaraderie in the locker room. When you're playing with guys you like, I mean, we talked. That was right. Tino Martinez was on our show, and he talked about how you go from team to team, and sometimes you click with these dudes, and sometimes you're like, oh man, this isn't really my my steez, my style.
It throws you off.
I mean, you put 25 people in a room, they're not all going to like each other. You have different personalities, different agendas. I mean, in baseball, you're from all different kind of countries.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just different. But I always say this: you don't have to like your teammates. You got to respect your teammates. And you know what? The only thing you got to like is how they play the game and play the game. If they play the game the right way and win games, that's all that matters.
Now, I know you've been asked this a million times, but his first time on the Covino and Rich Show, I'm really excited. Kevin Youkilis, the stance, man. Did that happen from playing wiffle ball, or were you just messing around? How did that happen?
I wish it was wiffle ball because it all came about just through baseball and doing things. I don't know. It's so funny people ask about it.
Yeah.
And it's just. And it gets overplayed a lot because they show my hands, but when I go to hit, my hands are together like normal people. But it's fun. I mean, I guess it's kind of like taken over my whole entire career. My stance is more important than anything I've ever done with World Series or anything like that.
It's got to be cool though to know that every little kid's doing their Yuko stance.
It's not good. There's so many fathers and coaches that are so mad at me.
Oh yeah.
So,
but when you were a kid, I imagine did you have wiffle ball skills?
Well, See, I grew up in Cincinnati, so I always tell people, I'm like, hey, you're screwing up my kid. I'm like, hey, listen, I grew up with Eric Davis, and he did the bat twirl like no other.
Were you doing all
so you
that
know
stuff?
what? I did that in wiffle ball, and it all worked out. So you know what? You gotta be an individual, and you gotta figure out stuff on your own. You can't model somebody and hit like them because you gotta have your style. And with anything in life, you gotta have your own style.
Awesome. I know you always got to just worry about your team, and the right answer and the true answer is you worry about playing and winning and doing your schedule. But do you sort of size up Yankee and Tampa Bay Ray like transactions? Like when you see things that are going on with them, are you sort of sizing up in your head?
No, I think you got to really enjoy your off season, because once it's a grind. Once spring training hits you, we have 2 off days the whole time. And that is just off days. There's some days you don't play and you stay back and you come in the mornings, but it's a grind. It's 7 to 8 months. You hope it's 8 months and you win the World Series, but it's just a grind. You gotta just have fun and enjoy your life, because if you don't, it's gonna be a long year. So
that's awesome. Wilson, dude, a pleasure to have you on the show. Kevin Youkilis.